I'm gonna look on my Twitter at CryptoHulk19. I found out back in March, April this year that Ethereum's definitely a security, and I proved it in a video. I made a couple videos and showed it because I wanted to see how little YT and X would actually post it. I'm just kind of curious on the low amount of views that I've got. Okay, that makes sense. I did a video on Twitter, which is at CryptoHulk19. I got about 5,000 views. Makes no sense when you have a video that nobody else has showing how Ethereum's clearly a security. I give 3 points of evidence just in one little video, like for 2 minutes, on how Ethereum's a security. I'm not surprised that only 5,000 people saw it because when I made the video, it took an hour or two or maybe three before I even got one comment. So I'm like, oh, very. And this was on Twitter. So let's check my YouTube here. I'm just doing this for fun because, like, people have no idea what we find on this show. 1.7 thousand people on YouTube. Okay. So almost 3 times as many on Twitter. The point is that the news that you get is like embarrassing. The news that we get is embarrassing. It's filtered, it's manipulated. You're chosen whether you get to have certain story news articles come to you or not. Hello, AJ. And I mean, I put out videos that are there's no other place on the internet. Like, for instance, I just did the Ethereum one. I showed the original Ethereum web page, like right before they took it down. Okay. And it shows clearly it's a Ethereum web page. There's other stuff there. I don't. There's a video that they have. Didn't want to get into. I just wanted to focus on a tiny little thing that Ethereum is a security. I gave 3, maybe 4 points of evidence, clearly demonstrating it's a security, and that doesn't spread like wildfire throughout the whole internet world. That's surprising to me. Very, very surprising because yeah, on this channel, I showed you something that would just completely bring down the whole crypto sector. You see, finding out that Ethereum is truly a security would not be a good thing for cryptocurrencies at all, at least at this point. The good cryptos will come back. It would crush Ethereum in this whole movement. They would take all the Ethereum that people have. It would just be not good. And nowhere on the whole internet did anybody show that proof except myself. And I just wanted to congratulate you if you're a member that you chose wisely. So it's clear that it's not how many viewers a person has that determines the value of the information on their channel. It shows the complete censorship of all these social media sites. I'm not picking on just YT at all, like all of them. Total censorship, fake news, this and that. And it's truly shocking that we have to. But that just shows for you to get quality news like I have on this show, it's almost impossible to see. It's almost impossible to learn. There's like one channel like mine with 30,000 people on it, and I got 115 people on here right now. But it goes to show you that you can't find good deep divey stuff online anymore because it's like almost impossible. You know, the 2 minute clip, whatever that I made on Ethereum, proving its security will probably not be seen by more than 5 to 6,000 people. Truly amazing. Now, you do some scammy shit and you'll have a million people see that. Oh, yeah, like that's just going to be. But if it's real important news, almost nobody will see that. So, congratulations to those on this channel. Let's see. The first person here was G.O. Then you got Jeremy the Great, Danny Boy, MC Prosperity. And then the fifth one was S. Hurai Boy 1. Wants to know S. Huraboy. Waiting, is there a way to move XDC from Decent soft wallet to the hard ledger X or S? Or should I buy the Decent hard wallet? That I haven't bought cryptos for 3.5 years, so I haven't studied crypto wallets for 3.5 years or more. So I'm not the one to ask on that one. Jules J. The AI algorithms only let certain people know about this opportunity. Patriot driven people with good intentions only get to know. I have had this on my mind. Why did I get to find out about this? That's true. Sometimes I feel like that myself. I studied crypto for 2 months, not knowing anything about cryptocurrencies, and I started this channel because I watched a lot of other channels. I watched 600 videos in 2 months, and then over the following year, we're talking thousands and thousands and thousands. I mean, I'm telling you, I watched a lot, and I made my own channel just because I'm like, these other channels are either they're always selling something or promoting something, and like these digital asset commercial shows, and they're always trying to get you to buy something or go to this sponsor and that. Like, even if you get the YouTube premiums, you don't have to listen to commercials. They got their own commercials. I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, when does this shit end? But I hear you on your post there. Tekken Monster gifted 1 person membership. That's Mitch S. Mitch S. Let's get into this news. Victory V. Where do we want to start here? European Union. Okay. This is the title to the show. I want you to see what's going on. If I can copy paste, you can see what's going on. Okay, here's what I'm seeing. Okay, first, my opinion is that the United States is faking all this. You got XRP, which is a government or governments. I want to say there's about 5 different governments involved in XRP. Ripple, as we know it. The other crypto, I think I proved with my video that Ethereum was a government project as well. That's why nobody goes to jail, nobody gets investigated, nothing happens. They have an Ethereum sale almost 10 years ago, nothing happens at all. So that means government's involved. The reason we don't have crypto regulations is because the government's involved in creating crypto, and government can't do that. Only private companies can do that. So that's why they subcontract out and they create government companies called Ethereum, Stellar, XRP, these kinds of things. You got to get the buy-in of the Chinese and the Middle Easterners. So you let it flourish there first. You actually set them up. Ripple went into China and Russia and set all their cryptos up to get them going. For all I know, this animosity and hatred one country for another or whatever, I think it's all planned and fake. United States isn't behind at all. It's made it look like we're behind. um, because you'll see, like at 11:59 p.m., it's almost turning 12 o'clock for the next day, and the United States will just boom, catch right up. Like, well, isn't that so? So that's how all this goes. And now what we're seeing is Europe um, wanting to get into crypto, but listen to this. Why is Europe coming to America to get their crypto? See, this is what I'm showing you. Like, we're leading all this. You got all the companies, all these crypto companies that came out of the United States of America, but yet the rest of the world appears to be ahead of us. Okay, this is the game that's being played. All right. You have a crypto like Bitcoin where let's just go with the argument. Nobody knows who made it, right? But yet our government's allowing it to be sold all over the country. They know we're different mining, crypto mining for nobody says nothing, except if there's terrorists or something. Don't. I already proved to you the other day that 6 times in November the Bitcoin mining pool shut down. Like nobody reports on these things. Nobody reports on these because they got sponsors. See how all this bribery stuff comes into the crypto world? That's why I have you guys as my sponsors because I have all the news that nobody else can say. What would happen if all these popular people started having the news that I had? Oh, it would not be good. Okay. How many people you know of that yesterday, before I even mentioned any of this, got into the Bitcoin article and explained how about 6 times or so in November, Bitcoin transactions were canceled? That's just what we know of. And that's just in like November, October. Could be hundreds and thousands for all we know. You think any other person on the internet's going to talk about that? Crypto Hulk will. See, because I don't give a fuck about ratings, obviously. I've got people that pay me and they expect the best news. I don't care if they're not paying me $500 a month, like some of these other channels where you have to pay serious money or go to some mastermind group and all that dumb shit, right? Europe is going to require United States tech giants like Amazon, Google, and Microsoft to set up shop within the European Union in order to gain a European Union cybersecurity label. All of a sudden now, Europe wants American companies in there doing this stuff because look, Europe don't have nothing as far as innovation and stuff. No. The European Union considers widening the scope of their security regulations. See, before you couldn't have any kind of USA tech stuff or anybody else in Europe except Europe. But now Europe realizes, oh, damn, we're not equipped to handle this new cryptocurrency flood that's going to happen, trickle flood. We've got to get the American three companies in here, Amazon, Google, and Microsoft, because we're going to be fucking fucked, okay, with problems. The European Union is contemplating the need to widen the scope of cybersecurity regulation. They need to bring in the Americans, okay? Gee, I certainly don't hear America doing this at all. See what I'm saying? It's all a big game. How how is it you're going to have America's three biggest tech companies go to Europe to help them with cybersecurity when we're not even talking about it in the United States? Are you hearing me? Total fucky job. Okay, this thing is so fake. Ripple is a government agency. The more you guys start watching my show, you'll be like, you know what? I used to think this crypto Hulk dude was crazy talking about Ripple's not a company and all that. It's a government agency, or Ripple's a conglomeration of 5 European countries. Now I'm starting to look at this stuff like, you know, I think that dude might be right. Because he's just talking about all this stuff. The European Union Agency for Cybersecurity has proposed a new EU certification scheme. Isn't that something? Look what they're doing now. That highlights the cybersecurity of the cloud. Oh, keep listening. And outlines how businesses and governments can choose cloud vendors. You see, Amazon's a Ripple partner. Oh, man. And if they don't look, it's all roads come back to Ripple. All right. The proposal requires US tech giants such as Amazon, Google, and Microsoft to set up shop with EU based companies in order to gain a EU cybersecurity label. So Europe is now seeing that they look what they want to appear. Look, the way the way these countries, all countries in the world, not picking on Europe. So everybody over there, don't get all mad at Crypto Hulk. I know you guys are still awake in Europe. It's probably 5 in the afternoon or something there right now, or who knows, or but what every country has is they want to maintain their sovereignty. Look what happened in Australia. Australia wanted to make cryptocurrency. You can call it a digital Aussie dollar, whatever the fuck. Australia wanted to make crypto, but they can't. So who do they go to? Ripple. But you can't be a country and hire a private company. Doesn't look professional. So what you got to do is have Dilip Rao quit at least, so it looks like Dilip Rao quit Ripple. You got to make it look like it, and then Dilip Rao allegedly goes to Australia to become the number one person at the Treasury and create Australia's money. Ripple created Australia's money. Now, on paper, whatever I know it looks like, Dilip Rao quit. All the news said, oh, he didn't fucking quit. Okay, so wake up and look at reality. The same way that Ripple is a government agency is the same as Dilip Rao still works for Ripple and has since day one. He's one of the inside men put there by a three-letter agency. And I'll show you later what agency that is. I'm not going to say national, definitely not going to say security or agency. Okay. But they're all in it together. And in the end, we will all look back and say, well, damn, that Crypto Hulk dude, how do you know all this stuff? Come on, man. Come on, man. Like Joe Biden says, come on, man. So this is also happening in Europe. Well, Europe can't hire Amazon, Google, and Microsoft. Doesn't look good. Not going to happen at this junction. So what do? You create a law that allows, see, before in Europe, before right meow, American companies couldn't go in there and do certain things. But now what we do is in Europe is you make it look like Dilip Rao going to Australia. Still works for Ripple. Not official, but official to Crypto Hulk. What we're seeing in Europe is they're going to grandfather in tech companies. So what you have to do is open up a location in Europe, and now we can bypass security rules. See how that is? So Australia, Dilip, here's what you do, Dilip. Announce to everybody that you're quitting Ripple, even though you're not. We know you're not. But we're all going to pretend that you are, so that you can go to Australia and work for them. At the same time, you're working for Ripple still. And then when you're done with Australia, you'll go right back to Ripple and sign the papers. Okay, we all know how the stupid game goes, all right? This is what's happening in Europe, all right? Same thing. The draft includes obligations for cloud operations at 4 security levels, the fourth being the highest In the third and the fourth security levels, there will likely be strict requirements for cloud services, here we go, to be operated within the EU, with data being stored and processed in the EU. So, again, Amazon, Google, and Microsoft are going to have to appear. It's kind of like Joe Biden's pretending to be a president when there's probably a little guy inside the big guy. You know, like Men in Black, where they open up that dude and there's a little dude and a big dude. Um, but what we're seeing here is, according to European law now, they can use an American company to do security. It's just they have to open up shop in Europe. See? So that makes it look like it's all happening in Europe, just so it looks like, okay? That's what this article is about. They're changing the security laws in Europe to allow America, which is really the government, see our government, just like in Twitter, just like on Twitter, you had the previous clown, what's his name, Jack Communist Dorsey. He would have the United States government's FBI and shit like that inside of Twitter to filter out American free speech so that the clown we have as a president, they call him Joe Biden, I call him Mr. Clown. But our government, three-letter agency, got involved to shut down elections and stuff so that the clown could get elected. So that's kind of what we're seeing here in Europe. Is you got these three tech companies, which there's three-letter people at these tech companies, and they're going over to Europe. They have to buy a store, let's say, slap a sign up there that says, we are a European company now, even though we're Apple or whatever it might be, okay? So this is what we're seeing. But it's interesting because in America, we're not seeing any of this. There's no talk of crypto, cybersecurity, working with these three companies. We're not seeing any of this. From what in America, we don't see, all we know is crypto's bad because Gary Gensler says, and Elizabeth the Communist Warren, same thing as Gary the Communist Gensler. But all of a sudden, I'm going to tell you what, you're going to see a flip of the switch, and all of a sudden, like, you're going to go to sleep. Then the next day, when you wake up, boy, we got crypto regs and everything's good to go. Oh, the government will be in charge of all the crypto. That's why it's good. As long as they're controlling it all, it's good. But then, yeah, you'll see. You get the fuck job later. But that's how this goes. Now, to show you an example, Amazon is all these companies are Ripple partners working on crypto. So here's an Amazon toter, Gramada from Europe. Thank you very much there, buddy, for that donation to the channel there, man. America. Crypto is very, very bad. Gary Gessler, Gary Gesser, and Dizzy Lizzy. Oh, that's a good one. XPM is called Prime Coin. Okay, good, good. I was wondering about that. It was kind of weird. I think I went to sleep wondering about it, and maybe I had a dream. I'm like, I wonder what XPM is. Prime Coin. Okay, thank you very much for that. We have a Amazon web page right here. Amazon web page. You see the Ripple logo at the right side. Talks about RippleNet, X Current, everything Ripple. At the top, we're looking at, in case you're driving or you can't see the screen, we're looking at, I have a link here for you, Amazon Web Service Partner Profile Ripple. I've seen this for like 2 years. I've been showing this web page for at least 2 years, maybe more, maybe 3. But this wasn't something that was really found a lot. This website started getting passed around the internet about 6 months ago. People were like, oh, look, Ripple's a partner. Well, I've actually seen this site for like at least 2 to maybe 3 years. So, but it's 6 months ago, everybody found out about it and was like, woohoo. But I'm like, it's kind of old news actually. But it's very important news, nonetheless. So, here again, we're seeing an Amazon Web Service partner profile, and there's Ripple right there. So that's where Europe is going. Finally, finally. We're going to go back 10 years in history. I'm going to show you a 2013 Ripple website page no other channel has. Okay. Gotta love it. Let's go to about the 15-second mark. Hold on. Okay, if you go to the 19-second mark, you'll see something in the upper left corner. It says Ripple Labs. And you'll see something that says meet the team. Oh. Now, remember what I told you about here's how Ripple works, okay? You're going to have to take half your brain that you have wrapped behind your head and put it together because you're going to need it to understand this one. It's real complicated. Somebody's like, Crypto Hulk's getting ready to be sarcastic. I could tell. What we got at Ripple. Here's the deal. Apple, day one members. Apple, Goldman Sachs, Google, Microsoft. Well, what do we got there? Didn't we just talk about Microsoft in Europe, right? Well, they just happen to be a Ripple partner there, buddy. And you got NASA. What's the Space Administration doing there? Oh, look, the New York Federal Reserve. Oh, look, the National, and I'm not going to say security, and I'm not going to say agency. Oh, then you got Twitter. Day one. These are all day one. This is a Ripple page. You can see, I've done deep dives on this. What you're looking at is some headshots. What you're looking at here is Ripple back about 10 years ago had this on their website that nobody else has. And you could see all the employees. There's like, I have one video I made. You can go back and find it. It's got like 50 Ripple employees. Now, when Ripple first started, it might have been like 12 or something, but then they grew about a year or two later. Something they had like 50 people. And you can see on my show, I show all of them. And it gives little bios. And Justin's son is there teaching China, the greater China, how to get hooked up with crypto. And then eventually we only on my channel and mine only, Ripple China. Multiple instances of Ripple China and Ripple Russia. But this is what I'm talking about here. Let's think. Ripple has right now Michael S. Barr. He used to work at Ripple, and now he's at the Federal Reserve, #2 guy. We got Rosie Rios, that used to be the actual treasurer of the United States. She quits while Ripple's being sued and says, I'm going to work for the future of money. And she quits and goes to work for Ripple. And I can go on and on. I mean, we got Dilip Rao, who allegedly not leaves Ripple and goes to work for Australia to create. Look, here's the reality. Okay. How it works at Ripple is they pick the government, which is the government's Ripple. So the government picks people they want in certain positions. That's why people go to Ripple, they stay for a little while, they complete a project, and they leave. Okay? It's the greatest cover up ever. I mean, I have to say, it's a pretty convincing, pretty convincing little endeavor that they've had running for like 10 years or more. This thing called Ripple Labs and this whole non-disclosure. All the people working on Ripple have non-disclosure agreements. They can't talk about anything with the government or what they're doing or whatever. And even after they leave and stuff, they still can't. It's all very interesting. But why would you have the NS? You know what? Not going to say A working for you. I mean, so we know something's up, and I'll kind of just ended it there. But I just wanted to show you because you won't see it anywhere on the internet except mine. Go back and look at some of my older. I do a whole video just on this. I'll spend a whole hour going over all the Ripple page and the different connections. But today's not the show for that. But if you're somebody who really is brand new and you want to see what are the origins of Ripple and Crypto Hulk deep dives or something else, like nobody has the evidence that I have, and that's what makes my channel special. It is not bragging, just stating facts. It is when you state facts. It's there. See, bragging is false bravado. Well, there's nothing false on my show. Everything's evidence based. Everything. But everything is evidence based on my show. So if my information is not special and the best, then why don't I see it on any other channel? Hmm. Well, Crypto Hulk. Bravo. Let's see what some comments are. We'll go to the next one. Rob says facts. Victory V says don't be distracted. Listen to what Crypto Hulk is saying. Eric M says can't make the shit up. Ripple partnerships with the world. It's true. Yes. The partnerships. Okay, look at this. Ripple's first partner was a bank. It was called Fedor Bank out of Germany. Ripple bought Medico. Ripple bought Medico for $250 million during the time that they were being sued in a fake trial that no one else calls a fake trial except me. And Medico, oh yeah, that was owned by Germany's oldest company. It was around 160 years ago that the company, I think it's called B&T. I won't mention the name, B&D, B&T, whatever it is. They started off by making currency for governments. Getting to see a connection here. Ripple ends up buying that. And then again, Stefan Thomas, one of the founders of Ripple, he was German. And Ripple's first bank is German. And Medico is a German company. But there's nothing there, Crypto Hulk. Nothing. I'll just wild speculation. That's all. Okay. Got it. TK says, good morning, Hulk. Let's go to the next article. Let me see which one. Okay, here's a bullshit article about the SEC and Gary Gensler. Crypto Hulk. New people are like, why do you call him Gensler? It's not his name. Well, it's the name I want to give him. Gensler. It's meant out of disrespect. Oh, now I see Crypto Hulk. You're acting polite, but you're actually being sarcastic. Yes, exactly. You get it now. SEC has charged Kraken for operating as an unregistered securities platform. Oh, I almost want to laugh or throw up. I'm not sure which, because this shit's real. Here we go. The SEC has charged Kraken, the crypto exchange, with operating as an unregistered security for 5 years. For 5 years. Did I mention this they've been doing this free for 5 years? Pretty amazing how they've been doing this for 5 years. 5 years. Nobody says nothing. They've never gotten in trouble for nothing at all. They say Kraken's been operating as an unregistered securities exchange, broker, dealer, and clearing agency. You already know my take. I'm going to read the article just for now before I read off my views on this news. The SEC alleges that Kraken has made hundreds of millions of dollars. Well, I just wonder who gave Kraken a license. Oh, wonder who that could be. Who do you think that could be, Crypto Hulk? Um, oh, but Crypto Hulk, um, didn't the SEC give Kraken a license to start in the first place? Um, Actually, you're right there, Junior. Do you see how fake all this stuff is? This is almost. Let me continue. So, Kraken's been doing this since September of 2018. The SEC has charged Kraken is a significant development in the regulation of crypto industry and could set a precedent for how other crypto exchanges are regulated. Everybody. For only since day one when I started my show, only since day one, what have I told you? You'll have 100 crypto exchanges, right? You know what I'm going to say. Then all of a sudden, you're going to have 10. The government's going to come in and shut them all down. Everything. You've heard Binance getting shut down. Crack everything will get shut down. And then the government will allow Wall Street to take over. Well, Crypto Hulk, if there's 100 exchanges and then we go down to 10, like you've been telling us from day one, like no other crypto show has. By the way, Crypto Hulk, excellent call. Well, who are the exchanges going to be then? Oh, Deutsche Börse, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citibank, JP Morgan, the same motherfuckers that are running shit right now. They're going to take over all these exchanges. There's not going to be 100. There's going to be like 10. And then what's going to happen is like Wells Fargo will have like control of a hub on a regulated liability network. Then you got to be like an institutional investor to get from them. So basically, Wells Fargo is going to replace like 10 exchanges. So when you used to have 10 exchanges, you'll have one, and everybody will have to buy from like 10 different banks. That's it. So instead of having like 100 exchanges, the same banks that are in power now will have like 100 people buying from them. That's how it works. I've been only telling you that from day one. These other channels, and they have their little Udemy courses, and they're going to show you how to buy and sell crypto. You're not going to do a fucking thing. All right. Already been telling you, don't put nothing on the exchange because you won't have no exchange. They're all going to be shut down. I've only been telling you this for 3.5 to 4 years now. You will not be buying and selling crypto. Not going to happen. All right. Some of these will be considered commodities. Some currencies. Some will be securities. Some will be called digital asset. Whatever. They're going to make up names for shit. I already told you. All right. Kraken has allegedly intertwined the traditional service of an exchange broker-dealer clearing without registering any of these functions with the SEC. Okay. I can't read this article anymore. It's ridiculous, all right? Number one, I've only been saying this from day one. Since like 3.5 years now, we don't have crypto regulations in the United States Code. For the government to prosecute anybody, it has to be in the United States Code. Well, how do you know crypto? Because I used to work for the United States Department of Justice for a particular bureau, which I won't talk about. All right. Now, when we prosecuted people for crimes, it's a duh. You got to use as a reference your United States Code. I've also worked law enforcement in other states. One state in particular, California. We have a penal code, vehicle code, health and safety code, business and profession code, wildlife and game type code, right? All right. In the United States, there's no code for crypto. Do you get it? So Gary Gensler can go suck one. The IRS can go suck one. Notice, anytime the Department of Justice arrests people and this and that, wire fraud, money laundering. It's not for buying, selling, trading crypto. You cannot get in trouble for that because it does not exist. This article is just as this action by the SEC is just as fake as the Ripple trial. And think of all the people you listen to. They reported on that damn Ripple trial twice a day for years. Yep, not Crypto Hulk. Um, but I'm just bringing this up because no other channel does. We have nothing in the United States Code. Therefore, you cannot prosecute a code section that doesn't exist, everybody. So all these other channels promoting, oh, Clinton Donnelly, tax advisor. You know who those guys are, Dumb and Dumber. We don't have crypto law. How in the hell are you gonna hire a lawyer to help you with the crypto? The crypto doesn't even exist in the United States Code. The IRS gonna prosecute you for what? Selling imaginary shit? Like if Santa Claus gives you crypto, the IRS is gonna bust me for Santa Claus gave me crypto. So it's ridiculous. It's absurd. All right. The legislative branch of our government creates laws and definitions and all these things. We don't have regulatory framework. We don't have no regulatory framework is different. We don't have laws because Congress has not made them. Then what happens once we have laws, which we don't, then a court can make a decision on a crypto case. So basically, what I'm also saying is that this crypto case that with Ripple, that judge's decision doesn't even matter. Okay. She can't tell you what XRP is or not. Now, she might say it's not a security, but she can't tell you what it is. Do you see that very fine line right there? Because it doesn't, she don't know what it is because legally it doesn't exist, right? So you can't call it something. Now, our government loosely uses the word cryptocurrency, da 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 da. Now, and I'm not a lawyer, by the way, I'm not a financial advisor. My name's Crypto Hulk. Don't believe a word on the show. Everything I say is a complete lie. All right, everything on the show, everything. So, the court system. What do judges do? They interpret law to render a decision, right? Right. Very basic stuff. Sixth grade level shit. Nothing complicated here from Crypto Hulk. So if the legislative branch, so let me try to follow you here, Crypto Hulk, because I'm a bloodhound and I'm sniffing a trail. Okay, let's get this thing because what you're seeing in front of you play out is the biggest charade of all times, and everybody's getting fooled. All right, but that's why Crypto Hulk is not allowed to have over 30,000 members on his show, even after almost 4 years of cranking out #1 hits. YT won't allow it. The three-letter agencies of YT will not allow it. Oh, dang, Crypto Hulk. There's really three-letter agencies working at YT? Of course. So the legislative branch makes laws, not Gary Gensler. So Gary can sue whoever. Like that's his legal right. Now, what America needs to do is start suing Gary Gensler. Oh, come back. See, there's something called the United States Code, Section 18. 18 United States Code, violation of civil rights under color of authority. See, what Gary Gensler is doing by suing these companies is preventing you and these companies from buying crypto because we have no laws regarding it. So that's why he's violating your civil rights. Gary, it's illegal for you to shut down crypto. It's illegal. So you should be sued. I don't have money to hire a lawyer to do this. Otherwise, I would. But somebody needs to sue Gary Gensler under 18 United States Code. He's a government official acting in an official capacity to stop you from doing Your right to pursue happiness. That's in our Constitution, right? So if you're trying to pursue a life and life, liberty, and happiness and all that, Gary's stopping you from doing that. That's a civil rights violation. Okay. When a government official blocks you from doing something that's not even in the as law, that's illegal. Okay. So that's what's going on with this whole Kraken thing. It's a distraction. It's fake. Kraken, I think, already paid the government 30 million or something. That was fucking stupid. They rolled over like a sick dog, all right? Sick puppy. Then once they burned up 30 million, then the government sues them. Now they got no money to defend themselves. Fucking stupid. Kraken is so retarded, I swear. Um, yeah, that's what's going on with this Kraken thing. I hope they get shut down and everything because they're so fucking stupid to give in to Gary Gensler. Dude, you need to watch my fucking show, all right? Kraken, wake up and smell the fucking coffee. Tell me what code section in the United States Code Kraken are all the crypto, this whole space broken down. What's this? What are all the definitions? What are the penalties, Kraken, under the United States Code? What are all the penalties? Look, when I worked law enforcement in California, you'd have a penal code. Guess what? It would show you the penalties. It would show you the elements of the crime, the penalties, this, all that stuff. Kraken, where's the code section? Where's the penalties? Well, there is none, Crypto Hulk. Then why the fuck did you pay Gary Gensler 30 million, you fucking moron? I don't know. We got scared. We lost our balls. Our balls dropped onto the floor. Yeah. Okay. That's embarrassing. Kraken disgusts me. I hope Kraken gets destroyed unless they start manning up and be like a real organization and go tell Gary to what do they used to call it? I don't know. Just go tell Gary to go away. Okay. Oh, let's say that. This thing is like so when you got lawyers that just act like, oh, what do we do? What do we do? I don't know. Just pay Gary Gensler 30 million. Okay, we'll pay Gary 30 million. Well, a week or two later, month later, guess what? Gary's back. Now he's suing us again. Well, you dumb shit. You just paid him the money. See, this whole thing is like a circus show, all right? You mean to tell me for 5 fucking years, nobody's done nothing to Kraken? All of a sudden now, right? It's just none of these lawyers know what I'm talking about. Where's the codified law for crypto? Working in California most of the time as a reserve officer. I worked 1 day a week for about 2.5 years. Okay. I was always supervised by a full-time officer. We'd only run into like certain types of crime, speeding and these kinds of things. Those are infractions, but just there was burglaries and stuff. We did lightweight investigations on simple car break-in shit, or like nothing heavy duty. We had investigators for that, but it's like everything's codified. So when I wrote a report out, I'd have to use the penal code section and subsections. Saying, where is that with crypto? Like, there is none. All the lawyers know this. See, they're all these dumbasses are all in on it. Everyone's acting like they're brand new. Oh, let's give Gary Gensler 30 million. Okay, sounds great. Week or a month later, oh, Gary's back suing us again. Are you serious? This whole thing is like ridiculous. Okay. I don't need to have a lawyer on my show. This shit is too easy to explain to you. Okay. You don't need lawyers explaining this. They're the problem. That's why our country is so fucked up. Everybody in government's a lawyer. So I'm here to unfuck the situation. And that's what we got going on. We have the SEC pretending that there's crypto laws, which we don't have. So the SEC is going around violating people's civil rights. That's what's going on. And if the SEC is bringing this to court all the time, I say this: America, time to start suing Gary Ginsler for 18 United States Code violation. You're trying to buy cryptocurrency. He's trying to regulate something that's not even in law. That's a civil rights violation. You might be able to bring that up to the Department of Justice, and they can tell Gary to, hey, stop bringing up these lawsuits on these crypto companies. You don't have a right to do that. Oh, knowingly. See, knowingly, I mean, Gary can't play the role like, well, I didn't know, because guess what he used to do? He was a professor for crypto. So Gary knows. Gary can't plead the ignorance defense under the law. When you're a college professor with cryptocurrency, you know. Oh, damn, Crypto Hulk, you got him again. Yeah. So these are just things that I'm showing you, other channels you won't hear. And I don't know why they won't talk about them, because they don't know. They have no idea. So we got here, hold on, Bill 33, 1111. Much thanks. And you got John Kingskin. Welcome to the channel. We got Steelers. Thanks for that donation. John says, just joined after finding you a week ago. You're smack bang over the target and wish I had found you earlier. So many blowhards on this platform. Anyway, 2 thumbs up from Australia. Right on. He was a professor at MIT. That's right. D. Rope. Rope. D. So yeah. So Gary, check this out. So Gary Ginsler used to be a professor at Massachusetts Institute of Technology, one of the top colleges in the world. And Gary was a professor teaching about cryptocurrencies and the financial system. So Gary is now busting Kraken, but we don't have crypto laws. And there's no fee schedule for penalty. There's there's none of these things. Elements of the crime for selling crypto. There's nothing there in Gary's final. See, that's illegal, number one, because he's violating civil rights. Number two, he knowingly knows we don't have crypto laws, regulations, because he was a crypto professor. He knows all these things. If it was you and me, like, I didn't know there wasn't, I didn't know. Okay. We could probably believe that from me. You're a college professor. You're telling me you did not know we don't have crypto laws and these things? You won't hear that on these other channels. That's why I that's why I break down articles like this, because my BS meter is going off. I'll read an article like this and be like, I'm not reading the whole article because I want my listeners to truly understand what's really happening. Is that in America, I don't know about you, some countries have crypto regs. I'll give them that. Some do. Those will probably be changed when we have global crypto regs. But I wanted all you, all sellouts, but the Hulk. That's right. That's why, like at the bottom of your screen, there's like a money symbol. Push that to register for the I refuse to get wrecked, okay, event. But I have people like you support the channel and not sponsorships. Look, these other channels, they're designed for millionaires, not you. All right. That's why there are companies like Link2 and all these things. You got to be a millionaire to join. If you're not a millionaire, they're like, go to my sponsor, click on it. But what they don't say is you got to be a millionaire. What they don't say is if you want Ripple stock, be prepared to lay out at least 5 to 10,000 minimum purchase. That's not a show for me because I'm about $1 million short of being a millionaire. Okay. So certain channels, I don't mention names, but certain channels are designed for people that are rich, and they only say certain things on their show. They can't tell you the truth because it's gonna upset the sponsor, right? You guys are my sponsors, so I'm not beholden to some multi-billion-dollar company. I got to make sure you get through this big fat mess. Eric M says, smash the like button, and I refuse to get wrecked. One last article. Kathy Wood. There's another fake bitch. Let's copy paste this one. Yeah, stupid little whore. Let's see this here. Okay, here's the game. Kathy's playing the game, stealing all your money. Kathy Wood, ARK Invest, sells more than 700,000 G grayscale Bitcoin shares. Let's see what's going on here. Kathy Wood, ARK Invest, trims its Bitcoin holdings by 700,000. Discrepancy arises as Wood endorses Bitcoin while actively decreasing exposure. I'm not going to read this whole article. There's not a lot to it, except here's what's going on. Kathy Wood's talking her book. So what she's doing is what all these people know is that Bitcoin's a pile of chit. CHIT, chit. Bitcoin is a pile of chit. So if there's children listening, I'm not cussing. What she's playing up how great Bitcoin is that while she's secretly selling it off. Okay. That's what's going on. The same thing that what Jamie Dimon did for years but he did the opposite. In the beginning, he put down Bitcoin in the very beginning, he made it to where if any of his employees got caught buying or selling Bitcoin, he'd fire them. But what Jamie Dimon did was sneak off to Europe to a crypto exchange to buy Bitcoin while he's talking shit about it. Then after JP Morgan accumulates all their Bitcoin, now all of a sudden it's digital gold. See how all that works? Now here we have Kathy doing the opposite. She's talking up Bitcoin while she's selling it. You see what Jamie did? He talked down about it while he's buying it. You see the game Crypto Hulk is showing you? That's what makes you $5 a month membership worth it, huh? This is what they do. They talk shit about it while they're buying it, and then start talking a whole lot of good stuff about it while they sell it off. Ta-da! That's the game. All right. my crypto show, I call it an anti-crypto channel because all these people like Kathy and JP Morgan and these other people making these scammy crypto shows, all these people are part of the problem. Crypto Hulk is part of the solution. Really am. I might do one more article. Okay, yeah, I'm going to do one last article. I'm going to show you why. Yeah, she's selling off shares of the Bitcoin, grayscale Bitcoin. I already said that. Yeah, Buffett talks shit about crypto and then he buys a Brazilian crypto bank called Nubank. So yeah, Warren Buffett did the same thing. He's talking shit. This is what they all do. They'll talk shit about stuff in the beginning. Warren Buffett was talking all kinds of shit about Bitcoin and stuff. Then he goes to Brazil, opens up Nubank, Nubank. Him and Charlie Ass Muncher, as I call him, his little butt buddy friend. Then all of a sudden, they got this crypto bank. So here we got JP Morgan clown talking all kinds of shit about Bitcoin in the beginning, but then they start selling it, and all of a sudden it's good and their funds. So Kathy's now liquidating her whatever to move over. It's the game. That's how the game goes. All right. However exactly they're doing it, I don't fucking care because I don't even touch it. Now, speaking of not touching anything, last article, you've got the the OCC. Let me show you this article again. All right, what's going on? Well, the banks in America are controlled by the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency. All right. And I've kind of wondered, why haven't we had any kind of bank action? See, Brian Brooks, he used to be in charge of that, okay? Brian Brooks left, went to Coinbase for a while to be a legal advisor, and I think he left after that. Maybe it was before he went to the OCC, whatever it was. Not important. But Brian Brooks was a genius. He knew all of this stuff. I think he was hired by Trump or something like that, or during the Trump era. Biden got in office. Of course, they had to get rid of him, Brian Brooks, because he was too smart. But plus, they wanted to slow down crypto adoption. Look, 3.5 years ago, I thought this crypto was going to take off. And it's just been dragging and dragging and dragging. Lawsuit after lawsuit. I'm just like, are you serious? Why don't we have crypto regs? Da-da-da-da. See, it's all fake. But watch. Everything, like I said, has come true already. All of a sudden, go to sleep one night and you wake up, bam, everything's done like that. Flip of the switch. That's how it's going to go. All right. Crypto Hulk, why is it taking so long for banks to get involved in crypto? Here might be a reason why. You get rid of Brian Brooks and you get Michael Sue in there, but then you have a guy named Prashant Bardwaj. With a name like that, let's get into this article. The Office of the Comptroller of the Currency. The currency's first chief financial technology officer is no longer in place. He got fired. In March, the OCC issued a statement announcing Prashant Bardwaj would lead its new office in March. We find out that the guy that they hired, his resume was totally fake. He doesn't know half the stuff he claims to know. What does that mean? He also has a criminal history, by the way. Somebody put this guy in office into this position. He never should have been there in the first place. Somebody never investigated his background. They just put him in there because he was probably the biggest Oscar Mayer sucker on the planet. Okay. I'm sure that was the reason. We have seen no progress in the banking world with crypto since Trump left. They got rid of Brian Brooks, the Democrats. So for almost 4 years now, it's been a fucking train wreck for the banking system and crypto. You know why? Because the guy who's supposed to be the chief technology financial person, all that shit, he doesn't even know what he's doing. So they had to fire him. Now, they don't announce any of this. It's all quiet. But there's news companies that are like, hey, where did that Prashant Bardwaj fella go? We haven't seen him for about 6 months. That's why. They cut him loose in March. So here we are in November. 8 months later, people are like, yeah, where's that Indian dude? Where's that Paki dude? Government doesn't say nothing about what happened. They just, let's hopefully nobody finds out. The chief banking officer got fired for fraud. Hopefully nobody finds that one out. Now you wonder why. I almost think, you know what, honestly, I almost think they purposely put a clown in charge of the office of the comptroller of the currency so they could just slow it all down. Maybe he could fuck some shit up to get everybody afraid of crypto so they could stall it even longer. I mean, that's really what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a fake Ripple trial. You got Gary Gensler running around with a hammer around all these glass houses, and he's breaking them all. He's supposed to protect investors. He's not. He's hurting us, actually. He's committing civil rights violations constantly. Now we got news that the guy's that in charge of the bank with crypto, he's a criminal from his past and he's a fraudster. And you wonder why we have no progress in the United States. So there you have it, right? That's just the news. I don't make it up, I just report it. Don't fall for the Ripple scam. Don't send anything to anyone. Don't do as they say, do as they do. Sneaky Warren, says Eric M. Patriot Dave says, hello, Hulk. AC Cobra says, we need Trump back in office. J316, you know what? Having a child when I was married and my wife had a child, I was, that made me grow up, you know? I was pretty selfish, me kind of thing. And the minute I could start seeing the baby growing in her stomach, I remember one time I went to like the Great Mall. It's a mall in Fremont. It had just kind of opened at the time. It was called the Great Mall. And now it's probably not so great. But back then it was actually pretty cool. Like we would drive an hour just or more to go to that mall. It was pretty nice. My daughter was born a few years after that mall was opened up. But we went to the Great Mall. When we went to the mall, I used to always like buy stuff, especially at holidays. You know, I'd stock up on it. I'd buy two, three, four pairs of shoes if I saw a deal and stuff. And speaking of J316, I don't know his age. You know, I was like around 27 at the time, 26. And went to the mall. And the wife at the time's like, oh, look, they're having a sale at Nike outlet or whatever it was. Da, da, da. How many pairs of shoes are you going to get? And I looked at her face, but I looked at her stomach. And I'm like, I'm not getting any. She looked at me like, what? And I'm like, we have a kid now. Like, that's things are different. And she almost looked at me like aliens, I think, took over because at that point, she like started noticing a difference, you know, and stuff that I would do. It was a whole different story with the child. And that's what I did. Like every day I would see my child growing, and then I was like, I can't do dumb shit, you know, and I can't blow money and stuff, you know, like I used to. And I've got to try to change and be more mature and not get fired from jobs or quit jobs as much. And so things dramatically changed. So congratulations, J316. Having a child for me in my life was something that made me mature and grow up real quick. All the dumb shit friends, whatever, done. Don't talk to nobody. Just it was all about going to work, making money, spending time with my kid. That's the only thing that fucking mattered. Everything else, partying, right? That shit was done. So there you have it. I think I'm gonna wrap this show up. 1 hour, 9 minutes, and that'll be it. My girlfriend is a clown. Oh man. All right, I gotta go. I got things to do. Um, I'll see y'all on my next broadcast, probably tomorrow morning. No, tomorrow's Sunday, so it'll be like Sunday afternoon. So I'll see you in about 30 hours or so, not 24 hours, but maybe like 30 or less than that, somewhere in there. I'll see what news I can find for you all. See ya.